सभी को नमस्ते. I am Rithunjay Sharma. Welcome you all from Collegedunia on the new episode of Thoughtful Leaders named as Thoughts on Education, an initiative by Collegedunia.com. And today I have with me some special guests, Ma'am Shweta Chaudhary, founder and center head at Center for Design Excellence Code at Vivekananda Global University. How are you, ma'am?
Very good, sir. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. I'll just start with a brief introduction. Architect Shweta Chaudhary is a keen design academician and has been teaching architecture for around 14 years now. She is the founder and center head at Center for Design Excellence Code VGU and is the director of Shweta Constructions Private Limited and Wonder Buildcon at Jaipur. She is a certified professional for GRIHA and GEM Green Building Certification Councils and is now executive member of SOCHAM Green Building Council Rajasthan chapter. She also works as an energy expert at Vivekananda Building Science Center, co-founded by her as a unique organization working closely with Niti Aayog and Bureau of Energy Efficiency Government of India for research and awareness and green practices in design and architecture. She started her professional career at Mumbai and proceeded to work on various residential and infrastructure projects with Aditya Birla Group and Indian Railways. Completed B.Arch from Dr. B.N. College of Architecture, University of Pune in 2004 and is presently finishing her PhD in architecture from MNIT Jaipur. She pursued an enriching career as an educator of architecture at various places across the country, namely Vadodara, Ratlam, Mumbai, and Jaipur, and holds an experience in teaching at prestigious institutes like Sir J.J. School of Architecture. She has avid interest in the field of energy efficiency in buildings and sustainable practices. The speaker has also worked as Secretary Indian Railway Women's Social Services Committee at zonal and divisional levels and believes in utilizing her academic and professional exposure for enriching young minds towards a contented and fulfilling life. So at a young age, it's a lot of ma'am for you. How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing good, Mrityunjay. Yes, tell me.
Yeah, I will just begin up with the questions, ma'am. My first question to you is, you have long association in education field throughout your professional career. What are the key factors that keep you connected with the education sector, ma'am?
Very frankly telling you, it's the zeal of the new generation which keeps you going. As you just said, it's too many things in a bouquet, and it's all thanks to the new people that I'm always surrounded with. The new generation has newer ideas and more energy to work on, and they keep us going. You feel more contented with the kind of evolution that you see when you are closer with this generation, which is growing at a very fast pace. So that's something that really keeps me going. And I think this is one thing which all of us as professionals should keep attached to, because especially in a profession like this, architecture or design, where you keep needing a spring well, which can fill you up with newer ideas and creativity. This is the biggest spring well, I would say, for anyone into a creative field, is being surrounded by the youth, the newer people.
Yeah. So youth are watching us. We are surrounded by them. My next question, being the center head of Code VGU, what is your philosophy of leadership, ma'am? How do you describe your leadership style?
Yes, Code VGU, as we call it, is not just an academic institute, rather not an academic institute, but a forum for exchange of ideas amongst professionals and aspiring professionals. So we tend to make it a center of discussion, center or a place where people can come, explore new ideas, explore new skills, and actually create new things which are relevant for the society and societal benefit. So at Center for Design Excellence, when we started the center some 4 years back, I would say we just conceived it with an idea which I ardently believe into, is that each person has his or her own skill set. And if we put this skill set into good use, definitely we together will succeed. We have to give opportunity to every person for his or her own forte. It's not just me or you or maybe my students or maybe the faculties. Each one of them is an individual and they have their own ideas about things. And the best part is that if we have everyone's ideas pouring in for development of one institute, it is definitely going to grow faster. So I believe that all of us put our energies together to make Code family grow together and do something good for us. So it's everyone has equal rights at Code to contribute and to take it forward.
Great, ma'am. Ma'am, how does the curriculum of VGU ensure the best practice of the industry, ma'am?
This is really, really important, and this was one of the prime reasons for establishing Code VGU. Architecture or design as a profession is evolving at a very fast pace, not only for India, but on a world level also. People have realized the importance of this profession into a very different realm. It's not just technology, it's not just arts, but it's a very good combination of all. And to add on to it, it's the sustainability and the green environmental factors that also play a very, very important role here. So the curriculum and teaching methodologies for these subjects really need to revolutionize. And this was why Code was established. And this is what we fight for today also at Code, that we tend to make our syllabus, our curriculum, our teaching practices very, very profession related, very, very attached to the industry, whatever is happening around us. Though I keep telling my students about it, that it might make their lives a little difficult because we keep changing and adding on to our syllabus very frequently. But this is for their good. And it does make our lives hell to add on to newer syllabus, because actually books are not available. At times, we really find hands packed in getting appropriate teaching faculties for particular subjects. But then we try our best. And that is what we really call ourselves Code education, to be futuristic, to be more industry connected, and to be actually application based learning and teaching.
So, ma'am, I can say that the students who are just going through the new ideas daily and just want to work in sustainable solutions, you are welcoming them all.
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, this was what we also realized together only. This never came to us out of a compulsion, but it came to us out of an ideation that happened at Code one day. That because the sustainable practices and the green practices that the world needs, architecture and design fraternity could be one of the major contributing forces. And then I would say, proximity to technology, to agriculture, to pharmacy, to science fields at VGU gave us the strength of developing a center at VGU where we could all come together, and in an interdisciplinary way, we could have this education and this kind of a center for development of sustainable practices. We also run master's level courses and short term training programs for students, anyone who's interested. It's not just for one or two branches, but for everyone together, that we tend to take up these practices further, because this is one of the most, I would say, futuristic fields coming up in the country and in the world, and we really need to contribute to that.
And the individual can learn from code right from the beginning of the university, means after his joining.
Oh, yes, right from day one. That's the first
Oh,
lecture that we start with. Let's make ourselves sustainable. Whether
oh.
it's social sustainability, financial sustainability, technology, or art, or design, or architecture, in all ways, we ought to learn to be sustainable.
My next question: how does the architecture program ensure a practical approach and difference from the other courses? What is the future scope of this course from your institutions?
Yes, architecture and teaching architecture always wanted to be, I would say, a practical based subject, a subject where it's more of hands on, where it's more of experiential learning. Because a subject like creativity or a subject like experimentation cannot definitely be taught by books. So, since ages, this profession requires an experience that needs to be shared, an experience that actually helps you to generate something new. And this was what we've tried at Code VGU. We have our own consultancy cell where we promote our faculties and our students to take up projects where they could be live projects, and in their own capacity at different level, they could contribute into those projects. We also tend to take up a lot of live experiential workshops with experts from across the country, where they talk about technological developments, maybe because of software enhancements that happen because of cognitive skill development. All has to be taken into a very experiential format, and this is what Code tends to do. And that is how we try to make our students more prepared to enter the profession. Uh, Architecture was taught and is being taught like a very, very interdisciplinary subject. You need to know to think like a doctor if you have to design an operation theater. You need to think like a cricketer if you actually need to design a pavilion. And you actually need to be a group leader when you have to be an architect to a client or to a project. And that is what comes out of experiences. That is what comes out of your own confidence. And this is what we try to inculcate into a student who joins at Code VGU, so that they're absolutely prepared to face the profession, the client, and their colleagues when they enter into the profession immediately after this education of 5 years.
So means we want the students simultaneously to be technically fit as per today's scenario, and to don't forget that hands-on work, that the old practice of architecture, and so both simultaneously we have to.
Yes, leaders don't actually happen in a day. They have to be made in long time of in course of time. So 5 years of architecture learning actually makes you a core professional, a leader, a technically sound person, and it has to happen by practice.
My next question: what do you think your role and responsibilities to the university and the students are?
To provide them with whatever they want. May it be a short break and some tea time snacks. May it be a good faculty to answer their questions. May it be a good infrastructure to actually fulfill their requirements. May it be some great software which has just been launched and they really need to experiment on that. That's my responsibility to provide them with. Because just giving a platform to a student is sufficient. Our students, the youth, is full of energy and ideas. Let them explore, let them create, and just give them what they want and trust them, they can do it. The magic is in their hands.
So by listening this, the students will be just joining the VGU because
I'm looking forward to it, don't worry. Though we restrict ourselves into very small numbers. At Code VGU, we've always not been very forward at looking at big numbers, but it is dedicated students, because that's what we keep telling our students. It's not just 5 years of degree, it is 24 into 7 into 5 years that you will be required to stay with us so that we can actually take you to achieve your targets.
and students just can analyze that not only apart from academics or like extracurricular activities, they can be your good friends also. Because
Oh, yes.
yeah, yeah,
See,
ma'am, my next question.
teaching someone to become a professional is actually mentoring the student for all-round development. It's not just academic, but it's also personal skills. It's also their communication skills. It's also the way they look at people, their visualizing skills. Everything needs to be brushed up. So that's what it's actually making someone an architect.
Yes, ma'am, what suggestions would you like to give to the aspiring youth in such a tough scenario?
Tough scenarios. Yes, the situation is definitely tough nowadays, but tough scenarios give you opportunities. Tough scenario give you newer ideas. Tough scenarios give you time to rethink, renovate, revisualize, restart. And I believe this is a good opportunity for Indian youth to explore and identify a new benchmark for themselves, identify a new vision for themselves, identify a new place for themselves on this globe. So this is definitely a good time to reignite your ideas, to re-innovate yourself and re-establish yourself in the world.
Means opportunities are still not lost. You just be there and you just dedicate yourself in your work.
Oh, definitely, yes. Opportunities have always been a friend of problems. So problems always tend you to think more, to pressurize yourself more. Difficult conditions make you stronger.
Ma'am, at last, what are some of the biggest challenges you see, both for higher education in general and VGU specifically, ma'am?
Yes, we do face a lot of problems, and especially I believe Indian education system is facing a lot of problems with facing a kind of a turmoil, facing a kind of a changeover, which we all are looking at with the new education policy, or maybe with the long years of no changes that had happened into our system, or maybe because of the immediate or the sudden technological advancements that the world is looking for, the newer kind of job opportunities that the society is providing us with. Everything is going into a very big churning phase. And with this churning, definitely the education system is facing problems. And so is VGU. But we are trying our best to, with our available capacities, to match up to these requirements. We have to actually visualize not for today or tomorrow, but after 10 years, where we will be standing, where our students should be standing. So we are preparing for that. And we want to prepare our infrastructure, our faculties, our students, our ideologies, and our vision for something which is 2030 or 2050. And we are looking forward to students' trust into that. Yes, we definitely need your trust into us to help you achieve those standards. to help you achieve your dreams. And this is what we are working for in and day out. And so we just hope this trust carries on for further number of years, as we have had a big association and a big network of approximately, I would say, 50,000 students and faculties and academicians connected to us today. I'm proud of it. And we just hope this association and this trust goes on for longer, and we are able to match up to the standards of all our parents, students, and fraternity associated with us.
So I'm looking forward to for the colleges to start fast.
Yes, we've already started, as in I would tell you that because of क्या है वो दूरी सही नहीं जाती वाली बात है ना, we need our students to be with us, and we really need to talk to them. The government proceedings or maybe the education policies might ask us to start on some particular day and close on some particular day, but teaching is human. It needs time. We need time to get attached to our students. We need time to know them. They need time to know us, to know the subjects that they will be learning now. It doesn't happen in number of days or number of hours. It happens with time. So we've already started interacting with our students through small orientation programs or through small introductory sessions every day for a day or for an hour or so. And we're definitely looking forward to start it in a very official and a formal way as prescribed by the government policies. But otherwise, we are already there, and we are already enjoying our new associations with the new batches who've joined with us, and we look forward to joining with many more.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a very positive and healthy interaction. And the students who would be like dull before seeing this interview will be in full of energy after seeing this interview. And they will be just in a hurry to join VGU, specifically to work in code with you. So thank you so much for this healthy interaction and your valuable time. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to Collegedunia for hosting this wonderful exchange of ideas. And we just hope that the generation and our country comes out of this pandemic soon, and we are able to achieve our educational and academic targets. Thank you. Thank you, sir.